What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here to talk about Trafalgar Law against the brand new GARP challenges that are out here on Global. We have the Revolutionary Army, and we also have Hody Jones, and in this video we have two teams to take on both variations of this month's GARP challenges. But before we actually get into that, of course, we got to go ahead and talk about my man, Trafalgar Law artwork. This is ink effect max level. It looks amazing. Definitely one of the best ink effects in the game. I absolutely adore it. So, Final Tap Law is a pretty amazing character. A Dex Cerebral Slasher that boosts those characters, being Dex, Cerebral, and Slasher, by 5 times with a 1.3 health boost. He also makes Strength and Quick slots beneficial, and also heals 0.5 times his recovery for every perfect that you hit at the end of that turn. It's such a great captain effect, and Dex really needed a good, solid captain, and I must say, this is the best Dex captain in the game currently on Global, and it is able to beat these GARP challenges significantly easier than some of the other previous Dex captains that we've had to use. Obviously, V1 Kaido is able to get through content pretty easily, but if we're talking some of the more difficult content where V1 Kaido isn't a really accessible unit to use, then yeah, Law's going to be your dedicated Dex captain for that content. And you know, Law's good for other reasons as well. Not only does he boost those Dex characters, but Cerebral and Slashers are also viable options too. As for his super type, which he gets access to as a captain, you need to have one of the supernovas on your team, and then the actual special of his super type heals 25% of your crew's max HP. That does overheal as well, and then it also changes block slots to matching and gives you a 1-turn or block for 1 turn. So I guess a really good super type, and you'll be seeing in a couple instances why this super type special is really good for Trafalgar Law. Now, as a special, 12-turn cooldown does a 10% health cut that bypasses everything except normal attacks only, and it changes his own slot, including block, into a Dex slot, and then gives your Dex, Cerebral, and Slasher characters a 2.75 times attack boost for 1 turn, and it will give the enemy a 1-turn increased damage taken debuff, 1.5 times is that boost, that bypasses all immunity buffs. Like, this special gives you so much damage upon activation, guaranteed attack boost, and a guaranteed 50% bonus on any damage you deal to the enemy during that turn as well. Such a powerful special. And of course, we can't go past Final Tap, the brand new mechanic that this character gets access to, and in order to activate it, you need to have 70% or more health when you're on the final room, and if you do have it at max level, it does a 20% health cut to the enemy that bypasses everything, including normal attacks only, and it's also giving you a 3 times conditional boost and a self-proccing 3 times conditional boost to the enemy. Unfortunately, his conditional boost that he does here does not bypass immunity, so keep that in mind, but this character is an immensely powerful unit. Really happy to own this guy, and in this video, we're going to go ahead and use him in some of these GARP challenges. So let's go ahead and jump on into the video. Alright, so jumping into the video, first of all, of course, we have the Revolutionary Army. So, it's actually been a long time since I've actually played the Revolutionary Army GARP challenge, and one thing that I wanted to bring to the table was, obviously, we need to get around the defense on the Kuma stage, which is why we got Vivi Rebecca. Vivi Rebecca are just a pretty absurd unit overall, and the really good thing about them is they're both strength and dex. So, for this particular array of videos that you guys are going to be seeing on the YouTube channel, they're very good for Law, and they're very good for Kid, of course. They're actually kind of better for Law because every time you switch between them, both versions are actually boosted by Law. However, for Captain Kid, the VV version is actually not boosted by Kid, so that really does hurt the unit overall. Would be nice to have, but not the end of the world at the end of the day. Really nice to use the Rayleigh support on the Luffy here to remove that bind, and we're also using another really cool support of Sengoku, one of the best supports for this particular unit. Now, I don't actually know if Japan have this unit yet, but it makes Law so much better. So for those of you who don't know what support Sengoku does, he attaches to a Law unit, and that unit has to do a damage dealing special. So you'd have it on like Luffy Law, for example, or this Law is also another really good option for it. And the support will change all of your crew's orbs into whatever orb Law has, and luckily for this new Law character, when he uses his special, he changes his own orb, including block, into a dex slot, meaning that all characters on your team will be receiving that dex slot, and it gives you a 0.7 chain boost as well. It's actually just such a great array of specials that just synergize so well together. And another character you're seeing on this team as well is going to be the Kaido and Big Mom dual unit, the brand new free-to-play character that just released here on Global. A very powerful unit actually, because their special ability has really good utility, removing bind, and it also will do orb change, and it also does an orb boost for your characters. So the fact that it's an orb boosting special means you can actually put the support Caesar Clown on it, for example, to get a conditional boost off of that if you want. But the fact that they remove bind and they're an orb booster make them perfect for the second last stage against Lindbergh and Karasu. And then of course we have the Luffy, who's a great orb booster for our team. We also have the Arena Kamazo, who is another really solid unit because he's an orb booster for our team and another really good dex unit. That's the thing with dex in general, is that they have like amazing orb boosters, but they actually didn't have many attack boosters, and this lore kind of just fixes those issues that they had. And of course in this instance here we can use the super type of lore to change all of the block slots that we've received into matching slots and then lock them for the following turn, and on the following turn our orbs are not going to be swapped around. So it's a really great special to use here, and just overall it does so much damage on the last stage because our affinity is blocked, meaning that even though the enemy is a strength unit, we still do good damage against them even though we have normally type disadvantage. But that is the end of the clip here for Trafalgar Law versus the Revolutionary Army. Let's go ahead and pick things up with Hody Jones. So for Trafalgar Law against Hody Jones, this particular team was so good, and I just kind of come up with it on the fly, and it just works incredibly well. So you have access here on this team to Luffy Zoro, who's a really solid unit to generate a chain lock and an orb boost. So Luffy, Zoro are an orb booster to free spirit and slasher characters. So all the characters on this team are free spirit or slasher aside from Vivi and Rebecca. So the fact that they don't get the orb boost, it's not the end of the world. Law still provides his attack boost and the increased damage taken buff as well. We do have that support of Ivankov to remove this poison here, which is pretty important actually. But overall, this team was so great, and you know, normally the Dex team for Hody Jones was a little bit finicky, but this was quite incredible. I do actually stall one turn on the final stage versus Hody because of course we have to deal with the special reverse shenanigans. But that's not really a big deal because we have a lot of HP to play with, so not a big problem at all. And of course, Law's little super type special will also enable us to get a little bit of overhealing too. And orb locking effects are just very useful in general for this particular GARP challenge, as when you reach the second last stage against Daruma and Ikaros, your orbs are put in those barriers that you have to hit a perfect to unlock those orbs. So if you're able to get a full board of matching slots and you keep them for that next room, it makes killing the second last stage that much easier. You do see that I'm using Raid Marco as well. This is actually the first time I think that I'm actually using him for content, especially for GARP challenges. Raid Marco is like a perfect unit here because he helps us remove the burn on the second last stage, and he also is an orb booster for our team as well. So that's pretty nice to have. And then of course, getting the chain lock every single turn from Vivi Rebecca, you know, obviously gives us a pretty good amount of damage increase, but we also get the switch effect that does a 2000 heal at the end of the turn. We have auto healing, plus we have the Liberal Hind ship, so we're healing 4000 health per turn, so we don't really have to worry about taking too much damage because we are able to heal that back pretty well. And every perfect that we hit, we heal back 0.5 times the law's recovery, and the fact that we're running double law, just the amount of health recovery this team is able to generate on top of the amount of damage that this team can generate is quite amazing. So I had a bunch of fun using Law for these GARP challenges, and this is definitely going to be my go-to team for a Dex team to clear the Hody GARP challenge moving forward. You know, previously to this, I think I was using maybe Super Type Zora, I think it was, but it was really, really annoying to use, and you know, V1 Kaido is obviously not a great option because of normal attacks only, unless if you had like Brook as a friend captain and did revive shenanigans. I'm not a big fan of those types of teams, but Law was a bunch of fun to use, and if you guys did have Law, be very happy. He's an exceptional unit. So thank you so much for watching this video today, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.